Who do you think you are? What makes you, as an individual, unique? In the modern Western society, most of us do tend to think of ourselves as individuals, people whose identities are shaped by the choices that we make and the goals that we set for ourselves in our lives. But this concept of the individual is something that's actually rather recent in human society. In fact, it only goes back about 200 years. In the aftermath of the French Revolution, sociologists in Europe began to write about how individuals and individuality would soon shred the fabric of traditional European life. A couple of decades later, many of those same sociologists realized that, in fact, individuality was not as much of a threat as they had originally imagined. By the mid-1800s in the United States, individuality had actually become a very important part of American society and identity. The phrase, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, became quite common in the US in the 19th century, and of course is still something that we hear today in the modern US. But despite this growing belief that people could and should express themselves as individuals, there were certain collective factors that sometimes made it difficult for people to express themselves as individuals. These collective factors could include such things as family, religious organizations, socioeconomic status, and constructs such as slavery, racism, colonialism, and gender roles. In fact, many of these collective structures and institutions are still operating today in the 21st century and play a role in the extent to which most of us can express ourselves as individuals. In this class, we'll look at the lives of individuals who were able to overcome these barriers, as well as those who had less success in doing so.